Now, in continuation with the previous session, we are get to know the how the SL4J is an SLF4J as an abstract on top of log4j, JCL, logback, or any other implementation methods. In the previous session, we got to know the bindings, and in this session, we will get to know bridges and how these bridges will be helpful for migrating from one implementation to another implementation. In continuation with the previous session, let me just overview what we did in the previous session. Okay, this is the application we took. We are having one supermart, and the supermart is using two libraries like calculator library and weights library, because in supermart we need to calculate the items. For that we need this module, and for measuring weights like kilos or liters or lengths, we need weights library. Okay, this calculator library logging internally it is using SL4J, and the weights library internally it is using commons logging, and the supermart internally it is using org.apache log4j. Of course, we can use all these three modules only single library. There may be possibilities, but some of the cases, if we insist or mandate them to do some specific logging mechanisms, that time only this SL4J bridges or bindings will be helpful. Okay, and the migration also will be simple from one logging framework implementation to another logging framework. Even in this session, this is the high level the implementation of SL4J. The bindings are nothing but we are having different bindings, SL4J, log4j. These are treated as a bindings. If we add one binding, suppose if I take the SLF4J log12, then what it will add? It will add one SL4J API, means abstraction layer, and this is abstraction layer, one SLF4J log4j, and one implemented. Three dependency, transient dependency jars will be downloaded. Similarly, if I want to use log4j2, assume in this case the dependency will be log4j-sl4j-impl. Of course, all these dependencies I gathered from the Maven remote repository. Okay, here when I am adding this one, what it will add means, as usual, it will add the same jar, and the below are the three transient dependencies. One is for abstraction layer, means SLF4J API, and another one is log4j2 dot specific. As we are aware, in case of log4j2, the modularizing is introduced, means like core, API, JCL, different kinds of modules they introduced. So we are getting this two, log4j API and core 2.17.1. Of course, this is vulnerable free log4j. Okay, this is nothing but the bindings. Now I will execute our existing application by placing all the dependencies. Then we navigate to the bridges session. Yes, see, I added all these three dependencies. One is for library, another one is for supermart, and another one is for weights. These are the three libraries I added, and if you see here, these are the jars we are using. SLF4J. When I add Yeah, and one change what I did, I added in calculator library. Previously I updated, if I am using slf4j API, I can use any of the implementation. Any of the implementation means I can go with log4j, jdk, jcl, or simple. Why I changed from log4j to simple means already I am using in my supermart log4j. So just for better understanding purpose, I am using here slf4j simple. So when I add this dependency, which dependency? Simple dependency, then this API and this slf4j simple, these two jars will be generated. And this log4j12 is for my supermart module, and this commons logging is for my weights library. Now let me execute this one once. This is just calculator library, will print these messages, that's it. Info message we are printing. Hi, welcome to simple logging technique. Now this is my supermart application. Let me comment these two lines. If you see, I am printing the info and debug log as well. Info message, customer is doing shopping, fine message, customer is doing shopping. When shopping is completed, then I printed the thank you. This is the one. So this is log4j. I am using this logging mechanism. As I am using logging mechanism, of course XMS properties are there, but right now I am going with the basic configurators like console appender only. Now this is weights library. In this weights library, just I'll run this one. If not, then I'll remove the dependencies. Yeah, I commented this one, right? Okay, it is expecting something, so let me remove this other things for time being. Just I am having comments only. Okay, yeah, if you see here, in case of comments, the default log level will be info, so we are printing log level as this info, like this. Okay, now it's clear. We are using three modules, so three jars are depending, so three dependence jars will be pulling. Now we'll see how the bridges will be useful in this case. Okay, okay, now I added the all three modules, three modules specific libraries in the pom.xml, and I did small changes in the programming level. Okay, this is supermart. So once in the supermart we are welcoming the customer, then he will do the shopping. Once shopping is completed, he will come up with the items. So we need to generate the bill. So that I am using the calculator library. So I created object for this calculator library. Yeah, calculator library. Then inside calculator library, I removed main method and I added one user defined method add, just I am adding these two items. Okay, then I am returning that value to the supermart, and these items will be measured in weights. So here I used the weights module. In this weights module I had one main method which is not returning anything. Of course it is printing. Inside weights method, weights logic is going on, just debug log statement and info logging statement I printed. Logic will be completed, weights logic will be completed, and my supermart will be I am sending the which item I need to measure. So for time being I hard coded this as rice. I am sending rice. It will do the rice in terms of kgs. It will print. Okay. Yeah. Item rice. And this is my main program. Okay. Now when I run this one, just I'm saving. I'm running this one. Run as Java application. Yeah. If you see the loggers, right? Initially customer is enter into the supermart, so he is doing some shopping. Okay, once the shopping is completed, this part, then he will come up with the items. For that we need to do the calculator. So here these messages coming from the calculator library. Okay, in the calculator library the total bill will be 210. One is 200 plus 10. Argument 1 is 200, argument 2 will be 10. Where I am sending here two arguments. So the total bill will be 210 rupees, assume. And the weights, this is the weights messages. The items are measured in terms of kilos. So he selected rice, right? So rice item weight measured in kgs. We printed the weights information as well, and logic will be completed. So this is how the application is working. But here three modules using three different libraries. Okay, then we'll go for the bridges. Yes, this is the bridges. Now as we are aware the bindings, if it is better way to go with the SL4J abstraction. At a runtime, whichever jar we will provide, that specific implementation will be going on. We no need to do extra modification. And the bridges are nothing but to allow an easy migration path from any of the previous logging frameworks, either log4j, Joule, or Commons logging, or SL4J offers bridges to redirect calls from one of them to SLF4J. What is this bridges means? Here we will go. Okay, here we are having multiple bridges, jcl over SL4J and log4j over SL4J, Joule over SL4J. What is this meaning? jcl over SL4J redirect calls from Commons logging to SL4J, redirects JCL to SL4J. Okay. What is the bridge? JCL over SL4J. And if we are using SL4J to log4j or SL4J to simple, then whatever loggings comes in an SL4J, that will be redirected to the simple. If we are using, it may be simple or log4j or logback, anything, whichever the SL4J binding we are using, that one. What is that means? Whenever logs come in from JCL means commons, it will redirect to the SL4J, and from SL4J, okay, from SL4J to simple it will navigate. So this SL4J is, as we discussed previously, this is abstraction layer. How means we'll see here. Now my weights library is using commons logging. Why this commons logging? There is some requirement. So in my form.xml, let me remove the commons logging. You may be wondering, okay, see, as there is no commons specific thing, then how this will work? It won't work out, right? And I'm having two dependencies. These are specific. One supermart related is nothing but log4j, and calculator is nothing but sl4j. Simple. Now if I add one of the bridge which is providing the bridges, where can we get jcl over-slf4j, we will get the bridges. Yeah, you see, this is the jcl over sl4j bridge. Let me go to some standard one, 1.7.36. If you see here, the category will be bridges category. These are bridges. JCL implemented over SL4J. Clearly it is saying. So whenever you are having the JCL, then it will redirect to SL4J. So SL4J binding, if it is available, then I will add here the bridges. Yeah. Now if you see, the compile time dependency is gone, and previously we are getting red color because there is no implementation for the weights library. Now we got weights library. Here we are not added any of the commons specific dependency. Of course, we no need to modify a single line in the weights library. Let me run same thing, the supermart application, then we'll observe the logs, then I will go with some analysis. Okay, yeah, in this also we'll come to supermart, doing shopping, and these are the calculator library. As it is, the total bill is printed, and this is weights one. Info logging statement, info logging statement, rice item weight measured. Okay, they provided item as rice and it is measured in terms of kgs. Weights logic completed. Thank you. Without having without having this commons logging, still our application is working. How means? Because of this bridge. Okay, hope you are aware now how the SL4J simple. Okay, in this case how it is working means, if you see JCL over SL4J, when we are asking the logging implementation JCL, it will redirect to SL4J, and mean underlying the SL4J again is implemented is using as simple in this case, but it may be log4j or log4j2 or logback, any of the implementation method. This is how the redirection is happening. JCL over SL4J, this is a kind of bridge. Okay, this is one bridge, and this SL4J underlying implementation it will call. Yes, this one I want to convey to you people. Yeah, this is how the SL4J bindings and bridges will be useful for the logging mechanism, and it is recommended that we need to go with the abstraction instead of implemented logging mechanism. Okay, this is the article provided very good information in an easier manner. Okay, and there is another one, compare Java logging frameworks. Means this is at high level. Anyway, I will provide this information at the description section. Writing log messages with SL4J. Okay, SL4J is abstract. Now what are the implementations we are having? Apache log4j. These are the required dependencies. Log4j dependency and the respective bridge, if you need, this is the respective bridge we need to use. And log configuring log4j, this is the configuration we need to. We are having logback as well. This is the required dependencies, configuration things, and Apache log4j2. These are the required dependencies. You can use it. And yes, this is log4j2.x. Here what the log4j2.x is telling, see, if you are using internally any of the logging frameworks, either it may be Commons or it may be SL4J or it may be Java util logging, then we can easily migrate directly by migrating to log4j2.x. It will support. That's what these people are discussing. And if we need to migrate in that case, then we need to exclude some of the dependencies. Yeah. How do I exclude conflicting dependencies? So if we are migrating in this way, then we need to exclude a few of the conflicting dependencies. Like if you are using log4j, right, then you need to add this exclusive dependency under the dependency section. Like how, yes, like this we need to add the exclusion. Yeah, that's it. Once again, thank you to this article person. It's very easy to understand. Thank you. If it's helpful, please do like, share, subscribe it. Thank you.